Hi, it's Matt from The Last Drop of Ink, and I've named this video Link in Obvious, and it's just a basic introduction into web usability for e-commerce websites. Now, I really should be doing something else, but this drove me so nuts. I've got to put this video together just for you so that you don't make the same mistakes. And in a few moments, I will be giving you a simple rule which you can never go wrong with. But I'd also like to make the point that this video isn't here to name and shame this company. In fact, we should be extremely grateful for them for having these issues, so I can demonstrate basic item to cart flows with you and point out 10 simple tips that you can take away and just check on your website. So let's jump over and have a look at this website, and I've blurred out part of it because again it's not here to name and shame them, it's for us to learn from. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go through and I'm going to go into a category like so, and I'm going to find an item like so, and I'm going to add an item to my cart like so, and then check out. There's my basket, and then get across to the checkout page like so, and I don't have an account with them, so what do? A new customer like so, and whoa, that's a lot of fields. Right, now let's just jump back and do that again. Okay, so let me just go back to my basket and delete the item out, and let's wind this backwards. Okay, so all I did was go in, find the an item, and then add it into my cart. Okay, so and let's see where there's some simple things which you can do that you won't trip up upon. Okay, so I've come into a category called housekeeping clothing. Okay, and the image is a link and the category is a link, so it doesn't matter which one I click on. And I've actually, it feels like I've come into a category where there are no products. In fact, there's some related products in here, and the images are not links. And again, there's no. These look like the products which would sit in this category. In this, I'm using Chrome, and this slider isn't working. In fact, the website now feels broken to me. Okay, and that's a bad thing if we pop ourselves in the shoes of a customer, that if it doesn't feel intuitive for them, again, this one simple rule which I'll be sharing with you in a minute, which you can never go wrong with, is that it just should work how it's supposed to work. And they'll click on the product image, and that's not a link, so I'm going to click into the item. And so look, they're a bit short on the descriptions, but that's something else. And I'm trying to click on the main product image, and that's not a link. And if I click on the zoom, we get a lightbox and a pretty cool zoom on there. But the problem is that I'm clicking all the way around in here, and it looks like there's an additional image, but actually there's not. And I'm clicking all around it, and there's only one exit on this page. Now, this window is called a lightbox, and in the newer lightboxes which use jQuery, is that if you click on the image, then it will close the lightbox down. And at the moment, we've given the customer one exit point, when in fact the whole screen should be an exit point. So let's just close that down. The next part is that if we look at the company's branding which we've got in here, we've got two key colours. We've got blue and we've got red. Now, that's really important, okay, to note. So let's go down and look at the line items. So this is a tunic, and it comes in multiple sizes, so I get that. I understand why there's some extra columns in here, but again, we're not titling the columns what they are. So if this is pick your size, call this pick your size. Okay, I love the in-stock logos, that gives me great confidence, but we're just missing labels for a few moments of development time to write pick your size or select your size here, and then stock availability, price, and then the crucial one, quantity, is missing from here. Okay, so it just looks like there's these random empty boxes in here, but once we've worked that out, okay, and again, don't make your customers think. Okay, making your customers on a website think is always a bad practice, so it needs to be really straightforward. Now, credit to them, we've got a fantastic, bright and vibrant red action button for add to basket. That's a huge point. I love that button. And again, the site has got two key colours. It's got blue and it's got red, and their action colour is red. So let's add that to our cart like so. Now, what we've actually got is a very busy header. There's a great big advert at the top, and remember that our action button, the button which we just pressed down here, was red. Okay, now when we come up to the cart area is like kind of overwhelmed with all this stuff. So we got site search in here, we got login, contact us, help, a great big banner, and the most critical button other than the add to basket button is the checkout, to get to the checkout pages so we can pay for the product. And what we've got here is color confusion. Okay, so our basket button, which should be the most prominent button on the site, is confused by this fast order option below. Okay, remember, red is an action color. This is this site's action color, and now what's actually happened, it's gone to this dull blue color, and it's not obvious what's going on. And in there, and again, just the standard bit of web functionality is be able to delete items from our cart from this section, but let's ignore that for now, and let's go to the basket. Okay, so in the basket, the most important button on this entire page is the checkout button. Okay, and if we break this site into two pieces, so that anything which is on the left hand side of the site, it is a negative action. If you click something on the left, like press home for example, then it feels like you're going backwards. So these personalize item buttons should be on the left hand side of the site, and then that would then release these checkout buttons to be extremely obvious. Okay, so let's click on checkout, and we'll now go into the cart page, so that where we can check out. And up until now, we've been pressing buttons. Okay, so we press the bright red button saying add to basket, we press the confused basket button at the top, and now we've come to the next critical page, which is where the customer checks out, and we've got a very clear continue button here for existing customers. But I'm not an existing customer, and I'm guessing the vast majority of your customers aren't existing customers either. So this option on the right hand side is that's completely pointless over here. So if I am new to the website, which I am, is that make this new customer button link, make it a button. Really straightforward. Is that you've been used to using buttons, so use the button on here. And again, people understand links, but people understand buttons an awful lot more. And then my final note on here is that the amount of fields on this checkout are just horrific. When it comes to your checkout pages, is that people don't want to spend an eternity filling out every single box possible, and it is our role to make these boxes as simple as possible for customers. So coming back to the PowerPoint presentation, maybe PowerPoint presentations needed some web usability on my part. So to quickly summarize 10 very easy mistakes for you to avoid. Number one, don't have blank category pages with no products in them. Ensure that every product image is a link. Okay, that if you've got a related items widget in there, then you have disabled icons if the customer if there's no extra items in there for you to scroll around. Again, it felt to me like the website was broken, and again, this is the reason why I'm making this video, because it just drove me so nuts. I want to share this with you. Make your main product image clickable, so even if it just opens up into a new browser tab, that's fine. But if you're going to use a lightbox, try and use, so if you Google something called Lightbox 2, you need the jQuery to do this, and it's a plugin for it, very, very easy to do. If you give it to your web designer or the design company, or just read the instructions on it, very, very simple to do. And the reason why you want to use a jQuery and maybe Lightbox or Lightbox 2 is because if you click anywhere around the outside or click on the main image, then it closes the image, and we were stuck in that vicious circle where there was only one exit, and that was really bad in there. The other one is that spell out to customers what is on your website. So just add labels to columns. If you've got a quantity box, write QTY next to it, or write quantity next to it. Make it really, really map proof. Okay, and be very aware of what your company's design action color is. And that site which we looked at a few moments ago, they had two core colors. It was blue and it was red, and we were using a mixture of those colors throughout the site, and that's bad practice. What we should be doing is picking on one key color, and again in this instance it should be red, and then use that throughout the entire site for all your action buttons. So let's think about that for a moment. So the add to cart button should be red, the search button at the top of the website should be red, the basket button should be red, and then because that is our action color, we need to be very careful in any additional uses of that color close to it. So that, but thinking back to that website header that we had the fast order tab at the top, is that we couldn't use red there because the whole fast order button was red and just confusing us. Okay, and then when it comes to the checkout and the cart, make the action buttons, the checkout button, as obvious as possible, and then finally keep away from buttons. Keep away from links to progress. Keep them in buttons. People understand buttons in general web usage, so use them wherever you can. So that simple rule for you to follow, which you just cannot go wrong with, is design the website for a 6-year-old. If a 6-year-old cannot go from the beginning of your website, add an item to their cart, and at least get to the checkout, then there's something wrong. And like I said, this video is not here to name and shame this company, and I'll do my best to blur out the different parts on here. And finally, thank you ever so much for taking this time for watching this video. If you found it useful, please take a moment to press the like button above. My name's Matt Ogborn, and you can find me at lastdropofink.co.uk. Thank you ever so much for watching. Cheerio!